It's Divas That Care Radio. Stories, strategies, and ideas to inspire positive change. Welcome to Divas That Care, a network of women committed to making our world a better place for everyone. This is a global movement for women, by women, engaged in a collaborative effort to create a better world for future generations. To find out more about the movement, visit divasthatcare.com after the show. Right now, though, stay tuned for another jolt of inspiration.
Well, hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Divas That Care. My name is Candace Gish. Well, you know what? It's wonderful. It's such a beautiful day outside. I hope that all of you are enjoying it and you're doing something amazing out there. If this is your very first time tuning into the Divas That Care, a huge welcome to you. The Divas That Care is now in its 12th season. We are listened to in over 30 countries around the world, and we're so excited when we have brand new listeners that are tuning in for the first time. So a huge welcome to you and to all of our amazing tribe out there. You know, we're so excited that you've been a part of this journey with us. We always have amazing guests on our program, and today is no exception. I always love talking to this guest. You know, she's been on our program quite a few times, and I haven't talked to her in a while, so I'm excited to hear what's new and exciting in her amazing life. So welcome to the program, Eileen.
I am excited to be back. I'm passionate about life. I am passionate about creating the life you desire and having juicy, loving relationships. I believe in the law of attraction and manifesting. And as you know, Candace, I'm down in Mexico. And I manifested for myself a 3-month winter holiday down here.
Ooh, nice. Great weather down there. That's fantastic. So why did you decide to go to Mexico for that long of a time?
You know, I work on the law of attraction and vibration and manifesting and mindset of transforming your life. And so I play pickleball, and I saw a lot of my friends going south on their vacations. And I thought, I would love to get out of the winter, but, I don't have enough money and I don't have anybody to go with, those old scarcity mindsets. And so I turned that around. I do vision boards as well. And I thought, I would really love to go to a warm place. And all of a sudden, a friend of a friend said, hey, you want to go to Mexico? I've got a condo in Puerto Morales. I will give that to you for $100 Canadian per week per person. First manifesting. And so I found someone to go with me.
Yeah.
And then another friend knew someone playing pickleball who was coming from Mazatlan. And she said, come down and stay with me for 2 weeks. This was in November. And I thought, okay. So I went down and stayed with her, and I thought, I'd like to come back, and I'd like to come to this specific place. And one of the ladies said, you'll never get a place in here. They're always pre-booked. And I looked around, and I said, you know what? I think I will get a place. And I did book a place for 3 months in order to bring the vibration of manifesting in. And here I am living this. And, I had other mindsets that on a longer program I could tell you about that allowed me to open up my mind and release those scarcity, non-possibility mindsets.
I love that. And that's definitely something we would love to discuss with you on a future program, because a lot of us are really needing that in our lives. And I love how you're able to do that. And that's kind of leading into today's topic.
I'm a behavioralist and teach patterns of behavior through personality, the Enneagram specifically. And so I observe many, many women who are very dissatisfied and an underlying resentment that is, it's like a bubble around them. So I read energy as well. And it's there, this dissatisfaction, like, is this all there is? I raised the kids, I worked hard, and here I am at this part of my life, and this isn't how I thought my life was going to be. And they are stuck, and they don't know how to move out of that.
Isn't that amazing? Because we're going through a lot of that. Do you think that the last couple of years you've really seen an increase in that?
Well, definitely. People have had more chance, been needing to stay within their homes. So triggers come up. What happens in our lives is that we have these triggers of past dissatisfactions, old wounds, unhealed issues, and they get triggered over and over again. And if you don't know how to resolve those, work through those, grow beyond those, take responsibility for those in your own life, you end up blaming your partner or being really stuck in that repetitive patterns, and they just get worse and worse. And what I see is then what comes is the disrespect, the justification for what they're doing. Well, if only you'd do that, I could be happy. If only you'd come to counseling, we would have a better relationship. But the responsibility lies within ourselves. And when you start to work on yourself, your partner doesn't even need to come to coaching. I've seen relationships turn around 100% when one of them comes and they start to reframe their thinking, take responsibility, change their wording to their partner, re-engage, rejuvenate, reignite, and relationships have turned around, and there is excitement. One gal especially came to me and she said, it's time for me. And so she started working with me and she said, you know what? My husband is mirroring everything that I'm doing, and I have never seen him so excited about life. And away they went. And did it take years of coaching? Absolutely not.
Oh, see, and I love that because that's the biggest thing. You automatically think, oh, we got to do this together. We have to. But it's taking that responsibility and doing it. You shouldn't have to do it for somebody else. You do it for yourself. What is it that you want to change, and how do you want to make your life better? So I want to ask you then, so if that's how it works within the couples, how does it work with people that are single?
Wherever we go, we take ourselves with us. So whether we're single or not. So women who have been single for a while or have had relationships that haven't worked, unfortunately, pull that with them. And I coach guys as well. I love coaching men. Men are, what am I doing wrong, and how do I fix it? Women, unfortunately, we tend to blame the men. It's if only they didn't do this. And when they start working on themselves and figure out what makes them a great partner, how open is their heart? Have they closed down their heart? Have they healed the past relationships? And are they open to being respecting men, quite frankly? Respecting.
Well, and I just want to kind of interrupt you there for 1 second. I found that quite interesting that you said men are like, what do I need to change? But women are like, they're always blaming the other person. That's kind of an interesting analogy on how people think.
Yeah. Women think they've got it figured out. And so, you know that I coach with the Enneagram personalities, which is the fastest way to learn how you think, how you feel, how you act, how you're reacting, what's awesome about you, and what patterns don't work so well, what's sabotaging you, and specifically for your personality, how to change those patterns, and what you need fundamentally for your personality to feel loved. When you know that, you have a strong foundation underneath yourself. You can see your own patterns when you're triggered. You can shift those patterns, go back to someone else and say, you know what, I'm working on this and I've seen this come up. Has this affected you? I'm going to do better. Have you noticed that about me? That shifts everything in life.
I love that. And for all of our listeners, just so that you know, we did past shows where Eileen did talk about stuff like that. So I will make sure that I link those to this show so that they can check those out too.
Thank you. Yeah. I'm very passionate about this because I struggled in a 35-year marriage. We were great people, did not know how to connect. I, too, blamed my husband. I thought I was doing everything and carrying the relationship and became resentful and went through all those patterns. And now I can see how he struggled with me, too, how he didn't know how to fix it. You know, how, when you blame men, they shut down and they don't know how to fix it. And what I see a lot in couples, like going out for supper, they're not talking. She's got this bubble of resentment and around her. And I see the husbands like they are walking on eggshells.
One of the things we've always talked about on our program is like tips and tools. Is there something that we can maybe talk about today that can help some of the people that are listening to see that, to be able to understand it a little bit better and to maybe start working towards that?
I believe the most life-changing thing I can offer you is to take the personality test. There's a free call afterwards to make sure you're typed. It's a no pressure. I also offer a free call where we chat what's going on in your life, what it is you need, and then I offer you resources. Some of them are free. If you are really interested in shifting your life, Enneagram personalities and what I do is coach you through that and help you to do that will shift your life. Before I left Calgary for my holiday, I was coaching a couple, and she came to me. She said, we've tried the traditional counseling. That didn't work. And if this doesn't work, we're done. She came to me on should I go or should I go? Should I stay or should I go? Mm-hmm. And so I started teaching her personality, and her husband said, well, I want to give my perspective. And so I did a session with him, and he said, I just want you to fix it. He wasn't even all that interested in his personality, but just fix this or we are done. And I started teaching them together, like, here's how he thinks and feels and acts, and here's how you. And then I taught them how to, they'd start talking to each other, and I'd say, would you mind reframing that? Would you mind changing that pattern? Let's look at it from this perspective. Let's be solution-oriented. And it was like only 6 sessions or so, and they came to me, and when they left, they were excited. You could feel their energy had opened up, their hearts had opened up to each other, and they were excited about their relationship again. That's why I'm passionate about what I do.
Yeah. I love that. And do they have to be with you, like in a room? We've gone through a lot of stuff in the last couple of years. Do you do a lot of this on Zoom and stuff like that?
Anywhere in the world. I am on Zoom, or, if you're in Calgary, you can come to my office. But it's very effective online as well. I had another couple that came to me, should I go or should I stay? And I worked with them, and she said, he's so controlling. And I talked to him, and he says, I'm just trying to help her. He's used to running businesses. And when I taught them, their intentions were good, but their delivery was not working. And I worked with them, and she called me up one day, and she said, what did you do to my husband? And I went, uh-oh, how's that going to go? And she said, he's so nice. He's so sweet. He's shifted so much. It's just learning your impact, what the other person needs, how to respond to them, be responsible for your impact on others. That's what it's about.
Do you think that relationships change over a period of time? Do you find that you're working with couples that have been together a long period of time and that they've just realized that they have this miscommunication? Or do you find that you start working with people at an early stage? Like that I'm quite curious about this part of it.
Younger people are much more open to, this isn't working, let's figure it out and fix it. Seems like middle-aged people have the old fear of, what are you going to find out about me? I want to find out about the good stuff. I'm not as interested in the stuff that's challenging. When I read my personality profile, it was the biggest aha moment of my life. It was like, ooh, I like that. Ooh, I like that. And then it was like, don't like that stuff as much. But that's where the power is in looking, yes. And when that comes up now and I'm triggered into that, it's like, that's a game. Let me work on that.
Isn't that fascinating? And I'm finding that, because we had talked about it before the show, a lot of people, in middle age, we're finding that because of that dissatisfaction, that they are finding, more and more people aren't communicating properly, and the divorce rates are going up. I've seen that in the last couple of years. A lot of people just can't seem to stay together. And it's probably a lot to do with what you're saying. They have to figure out how to communicate again and how to understand and figure that all out.
Yeah, when in my situation, I did everything I knew how to do, and then it goes into taking away your life force energy. your energy. I would go to walk into the house and I would feel like I was picking up a boulder. Was that my husband's fault? No, we just didn't know what to do and how to fix it. And he was stressed and I was stressed, and the relationship ended, because you can be with the love of your life, but the love will die if you are not nourishing it, if you are not caring, if you are not able to heal the wounds that you each brought in, and to support each other in your growth, and to open your heart. For single women and men, men are very sensitive. I never realized how sensitive men really are. We think they're these strong pillars, and they are not. And they are very simplistic. It's give me the short notes, but with us women, we are much, much more complicated.
Mm-hmm. Well, and I love that you're really teaching people to get back that intimacy, that love and that caring, and we don't realize that it's going away. I think that some of these women and some of these men are probably waking up one morning saying, what the heck happened? And now they're like, okay, you're so fortunate that you've had some of these people that are like, hey, I need to talk to you. I need you to help me. And you really have. And I'm excited about that. So I'm going to ask you, do you have any workshops or anything like that are coming up? Like, I know that you work individually and with couples, but do you work maybe in a group setting also?
Yeah, I was, maybe when I get back, I will contact you. I have a whole program, probably a 6-month coaching program, that I take you through your personality, the law of attraction, manifesting, opening your heart. It has more of a spiritual part to it, personal growth. What are your life lessons when they come up? How do you work with your life lessons? How do you grow to become the best person you can be and to love life? I could show you pictures of this complex. You've seen them on my Facebook page, and anybody's welcome to connect with me on Eileen Head, my Facebook page. I post pictures of where I am. This is paradise. I manifested this by changing my mindset. And if you're interested in the program, connect with me. I'm going to put together a group of women. That'll be your community as well. You'll learn from other women, their situations, single or in a relationship. And I will lead you through releasing those blocks, opening your heart. People contact me all the time and say, you're so lucky, you have such a great life. No luck involved. I created this through my own growth, through manifesting, for knowing the laws of attraction, being positive, energy. This is the life I've created.
That's a powerful statement, because I truly believe that I think that we have to put into it to get something out of it. So thank you so much. I love that. All right. Do you have any last minute things you'd love to share with us today?
Yeah, if you go to my website, I offer a free call. There's no pressure. I coach because I'm passionate about changing people's lives. There's the free personality test. There's lots of information on my website. What I want to tell you is you can have the life you desire. I couldn't see that as I left my marriage. I didn't know what my life was going to be, but I took the steps to create the life I have now. And that's through my own personal growth, giving up justification and blame and resentment, and really staying on the high vibration of being positive, watching how I say words, how I'm interacting, taking responsibility when someone's upset to resolve that, or maybe not, maybe letting them sit with that if that's where they need to be. So it's a life of a lot more juice and joy and confidence and interesting.
Eileen, you are amazing. It is always a pleasure chatting with you. I get always these goosebumps because I can really feel like you can help so many people out there. For all of you that don't know, she's called the Relationship Whisperer. You can really tell why, because she's really getting out there and helping individuals and couples to really get their lives to I would say it's a very positive feeling inside. You're really getting to the spirit of things. And so thank you so much again for being on the program. And I'm looking forward to actually talking with you again soon and going over some more things.
Yeah, let's do a program on, law of attraction, high vibration, manifesting. We could do a program on that.
That would be fantastic. And I know that all of you listeners would love that. So thank you again so much, Eileen. It was such a pleasure to have you.
And, if I could say one thing, if you would share with other people if you see them struggling, and if men, like as I said, I love coaching them as well. Thank you for having me on. I'm here for anybody. And Candace, thank you for what you do for people, for bringing different things that might resonate with other people in their life and in their love.
Oh, thank you so much. Thank you. It was just a pleasure. I love chatting with you, so it's so great. It's a great combination, you and I. A huge thank you to all of our amazing listeners that have been tuning into us for the last 12 years. And as I said at the beginning, the brand new ones, we are so excited about this. We have so many amazing guests that come on to the Divas That Care. We also have a whole bunch of new hosts, and you want to go check them out. Their programs are fantastic. They are interviewing people all over the world. Their stories are inspiring, but there's just so much that you can learn from each and every one of them. So make sure you check all of them out at divasthatcare.com. And as I said, I'm going to be posting all of Eileen's information on our social media so that you can check out even her old shows. We've got some great shows that she's done, and we want you to share them with your friends and family. So thank you again to my amazing guests. Thank you to all of our listeners, and I hope that you do something kind. It's so important nowadays, guys. We just need to spread a lot more love and peace out there. So thank you so much for everybody. Take care for now.
Thanks for listening. This show was brought to you by Divas That Care. Connect with us on Facebook, on Instagram, and of course on divasthatcare.com, where you can subscribe to our newsletter so you don't miss a thing.